What's going on, guys? Coming live from F3 Fitness. We're from the Momentum Performance Podcast. Today we're going to go ahead and touch base on the Usapl Michigan State Meet, in particular for the women's division. I'm Brendan Pappin, I'm the host, and today I have two special guests with me. I have Mr. Colin Thompson, representing NTL, and then I have Dane Roach, representing Power and Performance. Today basically what we're going to do, we're going to touch base on only the Opens division for the women's, just for the sake of time. But just based off looking at the roster, we have a ton of good lifters. It's going to definitely be a fun one.
Very excited.
Definitely. All right, so we'll go ahead and dive into the females open. We're going to start with the 44 kilo weight class. We have Elizabeth Setsuda, and she's coming from Strength Academy, coached by Mark Leonard. And she's coming in with a 200 kilo total. So congrats to Elizabeth. She will probably be the champion for the 44 kilo weight class.
Looks that way.
Yeah.
Nicely easy setup there.
Yep. All right, going on to the 48 kilo weight class. We have Delaney Sousley, and she'll be representing Momentum Powerlifting. She's coming in with a 333 kilo total, meaning she has an American record on one of the lifts being squat. Looking for her to have a really big day. This will be her first meet under Momentum, and she had a fantastic prep. I think she's gonna have a really great day. Looking to eclipse hopefully a 450 plus dots at this meet.
And she's just coming off nationals not long ago
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
So going back to back.
Probably a chance for some more American records as well with the referees there and being at states, so she'll have a chance to set those too.
Big time. And yeah, based off that nationals meet, I think she's gonna have an even better one this one. So be on the lookout for her. It's gonna be a great day for her.
She's always fun to watch.
Big time. Just gets after it. Just a gamer. All right, so we're going to transition into the 52 kilo weight class next. We have Khadija Shafiq. Apologies for pronunciation there. Tough name there. But she's representing UMPL, University of Michigan. We couldn't find any data on her, so it's either she hasn't done a meet before or there's some other like federation, some backyard kind of type of federation that's not like a USAPL, USPA, so no data on her, but again, she could come in and easily make some noise at this meet.
So is those sleeper cells you gotta watch out for.
Big time.
There's always that one into a meet where you have no idea who they are and they just dominate.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dane.
No, you're all good, dude.
Next. Take it off.
Okay, next we have Alexa Lynn Burgess coming in with a 255 kg total. No team. I really don't know too much about her, but it's looking like it's going to be a nice battle between those two.
Definitely. Big time. So two in that weight class. One will come up to the top of the podium. We'll see what happens. All right, next we're going to transition into the 56 kilo weight class. We have Lyra Bordoli coming from UMPL, University of Michigan, and she's coming in with a 305 kilo total.
We're going to see a lot of those lifters out there.
Should have some good competition there between her and Jennifer Smith. I don't know much about Jennifer's training lately, but I know last year she had a really good performance. I think she might have won the Open and Masters. I can't remember for sure, but she always put together a pretty good performance. Very strong, but I don't know much about her training, but I imagine they'll be duking it out together.
And Jen's been competing for a long time, right?
She has. She's done quite a few meets.
She's kind of an OG Michigan lifter, so she's been doing meets under Kyoso. I think she even goes back to the Barbellum days even.
I think she might have. I don't know. I can't remember for sure.
I've been saying that name for a long time, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Super strong lifter. If she can have a day put together like a 9 for 9 day, make attempts, she's gonna probably top this total, and I could see her being in, definitely up there, maybe even for best overall lifter if she really has a fantastic day.
Yeah, she'll definitely contend. I think she won best overall Masters last year. I think she was close for best overall in the Open, but I don't think she quite got it last year. But took the Masters home.
Okay. Awesome. Next, we're going to transition into the 60 kilo weight class. First up, we have Carla Hanna, and she's representing U of M and also Fortitude Fitness. Juliana's client. Juliana's the owner of Fortitudo Fitness. Great coach. She's going to have a lot of ladies competing at this meet. But Carla's coming in with a 297.5 kilo total. Look for her to beat that. A lot of these U of M lifters, they're making a lot of fast track progress. I'm thinking she's definitely going to surpass this total by a fair amount, and I think she's going to kind of give it a run for the rest of the class. And overall, this class is pretty stacked, so
It's
should
a
be
good
fun.
class, and you can always expect Juliana's clients to kind of show out. They're very consistent lifters. Like
Definitely.
they do a great job. So
Absolutely.
you could see a surprise come out of that one and see her crack podium easy.
And especially the younger lifters are going to progress pretty quick. So, and Carla's hasn't done that many meets, so she's got a lot of room to grow.
Yep. You want to take the next lifter?
Yeah, then we got Katie Lesko representing Power and Performance. Katie's had an excellent prep. Her last meet, she was a little beat up going into it. Still managed a nice PR total. And she's really stacked together a really, really good prep here. And I expect her to do extremely well and eclipse that 325 kilo total mark that she's got there.
Definitely. Really big bench presser.
Yes, very big bench.
What do you think, Dane? Maybe 200?
We'll see. I'm keeping my cards
high
close to the
100s?
vest on that one with the other folks out there. Don't want to give away any secrets, but
Uh-oh.
but no, I think
Give it away.
there's something big on the table there for Katie as long as we execute, and she tends to execute like a pro. So I'm confident that we're going to put something together that's pretty good.
Definitely. Looking forward to seeing her come back after the injury, too.
Yeah, yeah. To put together a fully healthy prep, knock on wood, she's got a ton of potential there.
Definitely. All right, next up we have Kelsey Seiferlein, and she's representing Momentum Powerlifting. Kelsey's coming in with a 340 kilo total. Overall, this prep for Kelsey's been phenomenal. She's had easily the best prep of her life. Numbers have blown up. We took a long off season after collegiate nationals, and she's honestly gonna be opening with like some EPRs. So
I see her in her training almost every day. She's been looking on point.
yeah, and I think the coolest thing with Kelsey too, she's in PT school, so she's been bounced around left and right. Her schedule's been like consistently like changing. We don't really have a predictable schedule. Like it's been all over the place, but she hasn't like failed to miss a lift, missed a training session, and she just continues to raise that baseline. Like just continues to show up, put the work in, and looking forward to seeing her have a great day and possibly win this weight class.
Yeah, I definitely have seen her put some consistent work in, and when you get that consistent work, regardless of the schedule and stuff like that, it's pretty impressive.
Definitely.
You gotta respect those lifters. Some people go through hell in training and don't even realize it compared to some of these like younger kids who don't have as much going on. There's people that are working, 12 plus hour days, going to school at the same time, taking care of family life. Like they have a lot going on, and they're still getting the same results. So it really goes back to how bad do you want it.
Exactly.
Sound like an old man down there, walking uphill both ways.
Boy, I am an old man.
Walking uphill both ways, barefoot, and then going to
In
train
the
after
snow,
that. Yeah.
both ways.
And I do feel like sometimes those lifters who have those like external conditions that are kind of against them, they tend to kind of peak a little bit better for these meets sometimes.
They also have
you know?
that little second gear to grind a little bit harder.
Right.
So you can kind of trust them on those third attempts if they really need it.
Yeah, I think the week of the meet, they're usually able to decrease some of those stresses, so then they recover even better than they would have otherwise, because they're so used to having those stresses that when they get taken away, they feel fantastic.
It looks like it's going to be fun seeing two of your girls battle it out because you also got Raina
Yep.
in that one.
So also representing Momentum Powerlifting, we have Raina Mata, and she's coming in with a 330 kilo total. Raina's been under, I think, Jeremy for a year now. So Raina's coached by Jeremy, but just has made so much progress in this sport. Another one who's just putting the work in, super consistent day to day, and
It's been kind of crazy seeing how much she's grown to because you've seen her kind of go meet to meet to meet. Because she
Exactly.
did that, I think it was a USPC meet or WRPF or
Yep.
one of those federations right into Tournament of Power, USAPL, and now right into states, but you've still seen her steadily progress.
absolutely
So she's fun to watch, and her bench is just crazy.
blowing up. Yeah. And I mean, for only competing for less than a year, she's looking to hopefully hit like an 180 plus probably bench. I mean, that
good.
says a lot.
I mean, I know she just hit 181 in training, I believe.
Yeah.
So looking
Got
good.
a little work to, I think, clean that up, but I think she can definitely do that, and I believe that'd be a junior state record. So that'd be massive for Raina.
That's gonna be a fun class to watch.
Yeah,
Big time.
Yeah, this is a smaller class, but I mean, if you look at the top three, they're all within 15 kilos of each other, and I think Carla will probably put a pretty substantial amount on that total as well. So I think they're going to be duking it out more than people realize based on those totals.
It's gonna be a battle to watch. Don't sleep on
And
that
I think
one.
between all four of these having coaches as well, I think it's gonna be a fun day for us. Me and Dana always love to battle it out. Best believe there's gonna be some trickery, come deadlifts. You can count on that.
Don't know what you mean.
What he's talking about.
I would-
He refuses
I would
to
never.
reveal his secrets.
Never.
But we'll see him in the background, kind of peeking around and game planning that way, like he always does. But yeah, just a fun weight class all around. All right, next we're gonna move on to the 67.5 kilo weight class. First up, we have Whitley Hughescamp, and she is coming from Mountain Man Performance, coming in with a 377.5 kilo total. I believe Whitley recently moved. I
Yeah.
think she lived in Michigan for a while, and I think she recently moved.
Yes, I think she was in Michigan, and Mark Leonard was coaching her, and then she moved. I think she might have moved out to, I think, Colorado. I assume is where Mountain West Performance is.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds about
It
right.
makes sense.
Sounds about
and,
right.
and I think so that she moved out there and is under them. I think Mark still might be game day coaching her at this meet. I'm not positive, but I think he is.
Okay, cool. Is he still coaching her, like, programming wise, or is she?
That I can't say for sure. That
I mean,
I'm
I
not
take
sure.
it she's under Mountain Man now, so.
At least they got a cool
Maybe
team
not.
name.
Yep.
Yeah, respect it. I definitely
Gotta
respect it. But based off Whitley's training, I've seen her posting a lot on Instagram. She's looking phenomenal. I think she's definitely going to blow this total out of the water. And look for her to probably come out potentially winning this weight class. And this class is pretty deep. There's definitely going to be some good competition here. A lot of lifters. But I think Whitley, if she has the day she's capable of, makes lifts, I see her kind of coming up on top in this weight class.
It could definitely be that. Just looking at like the road now. I can't talk today.
It's been a long day, man.
We're tired.
But yeah, no, I think I'm going to jump down the list a little bit.
Okay.
But I think her and Alexis Jorgensen,
Jorgensen.
oh, will be the ones that are duking it out for first.
So Alexis will actually be fun. So I actually know her personally. She mainly competed USPA though before this.
Okay.
She hasn't competed in well over a year. She hasn't really posted her training much. So it's going to be interesting seeing her coming in because she could be one of those sleeper cells that made some big increment jumps in that off season, and it's just kind of one of those like lurking in the shadows types.
And those are always the lifters that'll surprise you when they took like a full year plus off and train through in the off season, really long off season of building. They really tend to show up on that meet day and with a really high baseline.
Yeah, they're the ones that you walk up in their openers or with the third.
Yeah, and you're like, whoa, like.
And he's not an official team, but I know she is coached by, I believe his name's TJ Bryant. He's a really good coach.
Out of Lansing.
I think
down in that area. He puts up some studs. They definitely perform really well, so you can probably expect something big out of her.
It's gonna be a fun little matchup for sure.
Yeah, and I think not to jump too far ahead, but I think for third place too, if you look here, we got 3 folks that are all within 5 kilos of each other. It looks like.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a really nice battle.
Yeah, you got Cynthia Carhart, Brooks. Is it Dubois? I haven't actually ever said her last name.
Never satisfied.
Dubois.
and Faith Young are all within 5 kilos of each other at 340 keys for the first 2, and then 345 for Faith. And I think Brooks coming off an injury. I don't know a ton about Cynthia, and Faith is a newer lifter who's been making really, really good progress. So I think it's going to
I've
be.
seen her in here a lot.
Yeah,
she's been putting up a lot of consistent.
Yeah, so I
great
think
work.
that's going to be super fun for third there because they're all going to be pretty close together, and they all have solid coaches that are representing them as well. With 2XP for Cynthia, Amanda Cole for Faith, and Never Satisfied with Brooks. So I think there's going to be some battles there for third that'll be really fun to watch. This class is super deep.
Big time.
It's definitely gonna be a fun battle to watch.
I can definitely see Faith making some noise based off how her train's been looking. She's been making really fast track progress. Really
She's
puts
one
in
of
a lot
those
of
new
work.
young lifters that you're gonna see just make some big jumps, especially early on right now.
Big time. So that's gonna be a really fun battle, especially when it comes to placing on that podium.
So
Expect to see, especially between these 3 coaches, some pretty good gameplay going on.
And we also have Maya Bogner Cohen. I'm sorry if I butchered your name, Mia.
Yep.
If I'm wrong. So she's with U of M Powerlifting, and then also coached by Juliana as well.
Yep. And what's her name on Instagram? I think it's Mia's Momentum on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Really good name choice. I gotta give her props for that one.
It's
Momentum.
average at best, really. I think.
10
Watch is
10.
kind of inflating more and more.
You gotta admit, it's a pretty good.
If you say momentum 3 times in your beer
He
factor
actually
will appear.
It's terrifying. I don't know what they're doing.
It's like Voldemort and Harry Potter, right?
It's gonna be an all A7 gear too.
Way worse. Doing weird squat stuff in the background.
He's doing pistol squats for some reason.
You never know. Try it
Really
sometime.
don't.
Try it.
No.
All right. Next we have Rachel DeRussell coming in with a 305 kilo total. Best of luck to Rachel.
And then we got is that Samantha Ludi?
Yep.
Ludi. 317 and a half. So her and Maya are only about 10 kilos off each other, so they might be able to duke it out a little bit there as well. And then where are we at?
Next we have.
Alexander.
Go ahead, Colin.
You want to make me do it?
Yeah. Wrap it up.
Yeah.
Alexandra Tretiakova.
Yep.
Yeah.
I am so sorry.
I'm not.
That
I'm
sounds
trying.
I think it's Tretiakova, maybe.
Yeah. She's coming in with a 297.5 kg total. So we can see if she can stack onto that, maybe make a running. You never know with some of these people what kind of training trends they're making.
Yep. And I believe she's a U of M lifter too. if I'm not mistaken. So again, a lot of those UMPL lifters, they tend to make pretty fast track progress being newer to the sport.
Them young folks progress quick. I can't say I relate, but
Gotta say though, I miss those days.
I was about to say the same thing.
I never really had them.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
I did, so I can relish it.
All right, and then last but not least, we have Alon Joma from Momentum Powerlifting. Unfortunately, she dropped out of this meet due to an injury. But I think if she was in this, it'd be another person who'd be like competing for top of the podium.
That'd be a big battle. I mean, I've seen her training. She's strong before this injury, especially.
But
Now we're getting into.
yep. So next we have the 75 kilo weight class. First up, we have Julia Flory, and she's coming in with a 315 kilo total.
And after her, we got Megan Hoover with Strength Academy, coached by Mark Leonard there. 322.5 kilos as her best total coming in.
Next, we have Laura Wallach. Again, they're giving me all the hard names on purpose
Yeah,
now.
very intense.
So I'm sorry, but she's coming in with a 330 kg total, so coming in with one of those higher end numbers. So see what she
I
can
think
put
she's
together.
nominated third, I believe, based off like
Looking
total
at the
coming in.
numbers,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, based on nominations, it looks like her and Megan. Actually, her, Megan, and Julia are all pretty close.
Well, in that
total-wise.
contention too, so one that we don't have on the list will actually be one of my own from NTL. That'll be Amanda Kahn. She's coming in with a 340 kg total.
And she'll be in the open weight class now.
She will be.
Okay.
And then so she just did her first meet back in August. This will be her second meet ever. She's been making some big strides, especially on her squats and pulls. So you can see for hopefully a big total PR coming for her.
Yeah, those four, and then
Definitely.
Christina Johnson at 305. They'll all probably be within the same group.
It's gonna be a battle right there.
And then we also have April Johnson representing Tip of the Mitten. I think they changed their name from
They were Petoskey.
Petoskey.
Okay.
Okay, so now they're Tip of the
Apologies, that's
Mitten,
not exactly
which
right.
name is pretty fitting
Makes
for
sense.
Petoskey.
Yeah.
April's coming in with a 387.5 kilo total, so she's nominated first in this weight class. I know April's been competing for a long time. I think she might be a Masters.
I believe she's an M1.
I think she's an M1.
Yeah, she's been around
but
competing a while.
really strong lifter. I think she's coming off an injury, maybe that sidelined her for a while. But yeah, I mean, given the fact that she's back competing, hopefully she's healthy and she's looking to beat this total again. April's a great lifter, so watch her potentially take this whole weight
I
class.
love watching lifters come back from injuries. Just to
And,
come back and kill it. It's just my favorite feeling to see.
And they're always hungry too. They're always a little more hungry coming in. They got something to prove.
It adds that little bit of extra edge.
And then Bernadette Jones will be up there as well. I don't know if she still is. She was following the old Kyoso free
Yeah, I
program
think-
that Pappen and I designed.
When did we make that? Back in 2018? 2018, I think.
Everything blends
2019.
together in my old age at this
Yeah.
point.
It's just a blur.
But she's been following that, but I know her training's been looking pretty good from what she's posted. And I think she could be a sleeper there to be on top of the podium depending on how things play out.
Definitely. And she's been competing for a long time. I know she's been around. She's a veteran. Look for her to have a pretty solid day.
And then last is looking like we have Christina Johnson coming in with a 305 kg total. So really a lot of these aren't too far off besides those top two. So it's going to be an interesting battle to see like what kind of progress people have made going into that third place. Trying to battle it out for that.
And it really comes down to who makes lifts on the day too.
Yep.
The
Yes.
better power lifter is going to, crack that podium. Whoever makes lifts, builds that total. That's what's going to really set them up for
Especially when
success.
you're kind of stepping up from that local meet to kind of a higher level meet like states, regionals, nationals, things like that. So
Right.
really like making lifts, not going for just those big ass jumps to get your ego lift and hit your PRs. Like your attempts matter, even if you're taking a little hit. What matters most is where are you at on that podium at the end of the day.
It's not about who's stronger, it's about who's the best power lifter on it at the end of the day, because if you can't lift to the standard, then you're not a better power lifter and you won't get the total. So
Exactly.
It's all about making lifts.
Yep. All right, so moving on to the 82.5 kilo weight class. First up, we have Alicia Kolacki, and she is coming in with a 335 kilo total.
we have Elizabeth Sherling, who I admittedly don't know much about, but coming in with a pretty solid 400 kilo total there.
It's coming in pretty big.
Yeah.
Next we have Marwa Abdelhak. She is with NTL. She's one of my
NTL.
own. So she actually just competed last weekend in the Ivy League Cup because she goes to Harvard. She's a very smart girl.
Wow.
We did it as a tune-up meet, but she has been looking great this entire prep. We also jumped meet to meet. She competed in Tournament of Power back in August, so looking to add some PRs to that. I'm very, very excited to watch her lift.
And she should be locked in too. If she's competed that many times in the past few months, like
I gotta
the
get
platform's not going to feel foreign to her. She's
She's made a lot of strides and grown a lot, not just like numbers wise, but as a lifter. So I'm very excited to see how she handles herself this meet. Because because she's been looking primed and ready, like full on.
All right, next up we have Ashley Hoffman coming in with a 447.5 kilo total. I know Ashley's been around in the game for a while. Really good lifter. She's probably definitely the favorite to win this weight class, if I had to guess. And overall, I could see her potentially pulling off best overall female lifter based off, the whole entire roster and dots qualifying dots coming in. And again, it comes down to making lifts, and we'll see what she puts together on the day.
And I've seen her at quite a few meets. She's definitely a game time performer, so you can probably see something big out of her.
Very strong lifter, for sure.
Absolutely. Brandy Brown next, again out of Strength Academy. Strength Academy's got a lot of folks representing them.
Strength Academy has a lot of lifters.
They're getting big out there.
They are growing.
And Brandy, I think, she competed at the Raw Strength meet this summer, I believe, and had a big third deadlift to pull herself into placing position.
I think I was sitting there watching that with you, actually. Yep.
And so this will be your first opportunity, I think, at States, as far as I know. Sorry if I'm wrong on that. But she had some good experience there pulling for placing, so that'll help her out if the time comes that she needs to do that now.
Pretty big deadlifter, I take it.
Yeah.
Yep. So nice. And then next up we have Ashlyn Ostrander. She's coming in with a 427.5 kilo total. And Ash has been around for a long time in Michigan. I think me and Dane actually helped her at Nationals back in 2018 a little bit.
Yeah, I think she was there with her husband, I believe he is.
Yep.
And we were all helping each other out at Nationals in Lombard in 2019.
Yep. And Ash is a DPT, physical therapist. Definitely looking forward to seeing what she can put together. I know she's been posting a lot on Instagram lately, so it looks like prep's been going pretty well for her. So look for her to possibly take the top of the podium.
Yeah,
things kind of line up, and
she's a contender. She got a big deadlift, so she has that in her back pocket that she can use if she needs them when the time comes.
You gotta watch those deadlift specialists.
oh yeah, definitely.
All right, next we have Angel Cape. I believe I'm saying that right. Coming in with a 367.5 kg total, so she's looking up there in that class as well.
Definitely. And then an honorable mention is Zoe Bobrowski, and she's in the junior only class. She didn't register for the open, so she won't be competing for placing. But definitely have to give her a shout out. She's a great lifter, strong lifter, and I think if she was in the open, she'd probably give a lot of these girls a run for their money and possibly win the weight class even.
She's definitely strong. It's kind of shame whenever you see those ones not sign up for open.
Yeah, I know.
There's still time. You never know.
Yeah, thanks. We got a couple days. Watch out.
Yeah, you never know. People might change last
They
minute.
can watch and see, and then
Yeah, right. You're welcome, Gina.
We gotta make her life hard.
Yeah. All right. So moving on to the 90 kilo weight class. First off, we have Maria Mutter competing under Momentum Powerlifting. Maria's coming in with a 360 kilo total. And I feel like overall, Maria's prep's been really, really good. We figured out some trends that worked well for her, so I'm excited to see what we can put together on meet day. Another person who's just been really consistent, puts the work in, day out, does all the little things. I definitely see her blowing this total out of the water. So, got to make lifts, got to build that total, and I know Maria's super excited for this meet. First state meet, she's been under Momentum for about a year now, so let's put it to the test and let's make some noise.
for sure. And then Jennifer Kolchuk, I think.
Yeah.
Coming in at 387 and a half. She's done quite a few meets, if I remember correctly. I don't think this is her first states by any means.
Okay.
But pretty solid total there, and I think those two will be able to duke it out depending on Amy below hers total, because I don't really have any numbers for her.
Yeah. Amy Bogg, she's under tip of the mitten, and we couldn't find any data on her, so it either means she hasn't done a meet before, or there's just she did a
super
meet
secret.
Yeah, super secret. She's come out of nowhere and win the whole meet.
And hey, I
never
mean,
know.
wouldn't
Never
be the
know.
first time.
Yeah.
Then going down to 100 kg now, starting off we have Kathy Thunhoff. She's with tip of the mitten as well. She's coming in with a 262.5 kg total.
Tip of the mitten has a lot of competitors. It seems like they have a lot of females, so they should be fun to watch. I'm glad they have some powerlifting out there too.
Yeah.
That's fun
I
to
know
see.
between Petoskey, Traverse City, a lot of those northern gyms are kind of growing too.
Yeah, I have noticed that.
So, next we have Danielle Malore, representing Momentum Powerlifting. This will be Danielle's first meet under Momentum, and I am super excited to have her competing under us. She's coming in with a 432.5 kilo total. Had a pretty solid prep. We changed a few things around, have made a lot of technical adjustments to her training, her technique on all lifts. She's a gamer. She's definitely going to come out and show out on meet day. She's going to execute. and again, brings a lot of hype to the platform. Really strong lifter. Just got to make lifts, build that total, and I'm looking to hopefully chip that total PR.
I'll take the next two.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
after her, we have Stacia Profrock and Christy Buckley, both coached by myself in Power Performance. Stacia and Christy have both had really good preps. So Stacia's coming down from, she did Powerlifting America Masters Nationals, took third there, but decided she wanted to come back to USA Powerlifting. She's cut down to 100 kilo weight class, had a really good prep, switched some things around, switched to low bar for squats, and she's healthy. She's kind of got her renewed passion back for powerlifting. Been feeling really good. So I'm excited to see what she's able to do there.
Stacia's also an absolute sweetheart, and we love her.
She's
in the
one of the
gym.
nicest people I've
So
seen.
she's really fun to have in here and train with. Like, she's great.
She's basically the gym mom.
She really is. We love her here.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
She is fantastic. And then Christy as well has put together a very good prep despite her super busy schedule, work schedule and whatnot outside of that. One of her goals is to qualify hopefully for nationals in the M1 100 kilos. Need to put 10 kilos on her total for that, which should be within reach based on how prep is going. And I think she's got a chance to. Her and Stacia might be duking it out for third place there, second and third place.
Second, third place.
Depending on
Maybe
how things go, you know.
Little momentum.
Teammate battle. Don't worry, guys. I'll have it figured out.
Yeah.
We'll work it out.
What's your plan on that one, Dave?
I'm gonna let them have a battle royal and we'll figure out how to.
Yeah,
no,
fight in the battle.
but they both had fantastic preps and things really rounded out really well. So I'm excited to see what they're able to do on the platform. It should be excellent.
And with both those two, I guarantee they're going to come ready to execute, lift to the standards. Dane always has his lifters very well, ready for game day. So look for those two to go 9 for 9 and, build that total.
As we do.
And then we have Angela Diamond, again from Tip of the Mitten. Like we said, they've got a lot of women competing. She's coming
That
in.
name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
She's done
It does. I think I've seen her name quite a few
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
But she's coming in with a 320 kg total. So she's looking up there as well.
I think she's coming off injury.
Is she?
So
Okay.
I think she was injured, and so she's just coming back from that, so she might not compete in a little while.
Okay.
Like I said, it's even in injury, it's exciting to see those people
Yep.
who haven't competed in a while, see what they put together.
Absolutely.
And then last but not least, we have Julia Kravchenko.
We're trying. We're sorry.
Kravchenko.
Kravchenko.
Sorry, Julia. And she's representing University of Michigan powerlifting, coming in with a 372.5 kilo total. Again, I think, probably a young lifter, probably has a lot of progress to be made. So, I mean, Dane, you might have some decent little battles coming on, between her and your two lifters too.
We'll be ready.
So,
Yeah, she's coming in there pretty high up, so you can definitely see her battling it out
Oh, yeah.
for those higher spots.
definitely.
All right, I guess we're getting into the 100 plus now. Starting we have Katrina Maraglia. She's coming in with a 417.5 kg total. It actually looks like she's coming in with the top ranking right now. So looking to see if she can add on to that and see if she can take the class. Coming in definitely strong.
Yeah, definitely a strong lifter there for sure. Next we have Sophia Wethington, and we couldn't find any data on her based off Open Powerlifting or USAPL lifter database. Again, you never know what they're going to bring. Best of luck to Sophia too.
They're always fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Another person representing Tip of the Mitten with Sarah Doyen coming in at 270 kilo total.
I'm going to take the next one. We have Jordan Zorvis from...
Is that how you say her last name?
Jorvis.
Oh, I thought it was like T. Sorvis.
No, it's Jordan.
Okay.
Jorvis.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna call me Papin after that one.
She's
now.
calling you
You deserve it.
Jordan she's one of the funnest people to watch on game day. You're gonna see her dance around, having the time of her life. She's fun. What's great about this one is her total coming in does not represent at all, because the meet we did back in February, actually 2 weeks out, she popped her kneecap out of socket.
That's right.
She was immobile pretty much up until about 3 days before the meet. Somehow, by miracles between myself, you, and Garen, we were able to get her knee right and load bearing. So we left probably a good 20 to 30 kilos on the bar for squats and quite a
she's
bit
made
on deads.
She's made a lot of progress since then too, it seems.
Well, so she is, sorry, I'm going to talk about her because she's been crazy because she got this knee injury. Then she moves and studies abroad in Greece for 2 months, goes almost 2 months entirely all summer
Across
without
the whole
training,
world.
comes back with a shoulder injury, rehab her up, and then somehow, even aches and pains, she has had the prep of her lifetime, and she's looking to put up a big total PR. So definitely watch her. She's just fun to watch, but she's looking to put on one hell of a performance.
And
I'm a very proud coach and father.
oh yeah, as he should be. With Jordan too, I've seen her progress from like the beginning. I think her first meet was back in 2018, 2019 maybe,
Yeah.
you know, just starting off, brand new to the sport, and just seeing her evolve into the lifter she is today. Like,
She has a night and day difference from when we started. I mean,
Dude,
when we
it's
started, she
unreal.
couldn't even physically squat the bar to parallel.
Yeah.
And we got her up into the 300s before she popped her knee out of socket. She's coming in with some very big total squat PRs, especially. We're not going to leak any information right now because we're going to have some battles.
He's gatekeeping.
Listen, me and Dan are going to be battling this one
I
out.
understand.
I can't wait to see
So you're
this
going to
stuff.
see a lot of fun there.
All right. And then next we have none other than Erica Lang.
The powerlifting mother.
Legit. The USAPL Michigan mother.
Literally.
But Erica Lang's coming in with a 262.5 kilo total. Erica Lang is a phenomenal human being. Honestly, everybody in Michigan probably knows her.
If you've been to a powerlifting meet in Michigan, especially USAPL, you know Erica and you probably love her.
Another person who's just, you know, put in a ton of work over the years and has progressed, you know, just every single meet, it seems like she's chipping away and just loves the sport. And when you see Erica compete too, you can just tell she has a ton of passion for the sport.
You love seeing that too. It makes a meet that much better.
Just all around a great person. I am looking forward to seeing Erica Lang blow it up.
Me too.
Best of luck to you, Fritzy.
I'm going to skip down to Holly, because it just makes sense. So Holly Werp, also coached by yours truly, Power and Performance. I'm going to have my proud coach time now.
Oh,
I'm
take
proud,
it.
proud of everybody, obviously, but Holly started working with me about 3 weeks before Full Send in August. We wanted to work on her depth because she struggled with that. She had bombed out of it her last meet, and she ended up going 3 for 3 at Full Send, 0 red lights on her squat depth. And since then has only continued to progress. She hit the state record deadlift at that meet at 190 kilos, 419 pounds, and has continued to progress. Just squatted 295 in training. Her best squat in competition is 275. She's, you know, pulled a big deadlift in training as well. I'm going to keep that one close.
Oh, I thought you were throwing all your cards out.
No,
I was like, oh.
The squat. That's
Let me write some things down real quick.
It's typing away over
The
here.
deadlift is our little secret for to know. But
Okay.
that's
perfectly
pulled a very,
fine.
very solid deadlift in training as well. And just the work she's put in, despite being she works like a litany of jobs. She's a beekeeper. She has all sorts of things.
Wow.
I don't think she's giving any honey out of the meat, but I can't speak for her.
Maybe
there,
that's the secret.
She can make a killing.
but her the how far she's come with her squat depth and with her squat, and from hating squats to being able to squat 295, which was at like an RP 7. She also wants to qualify for nationals as well, if at all possible, and I definitely think that's on the table for her. I'm just the work that she's put in, how far she's come in a pretty short period of time is fantastic and super impressive. So.
Well, to bounce off Holly, because we've been here before, next we're going to have Alexa Francis, also one of my own, because Holly and Alexa had a battle not long ago in August, and it came down to the wire in those last deadlifts. Holly ended up taking it by 5 keys, but
Okay. Wow.
that was Alexa's first meet ever back in August. She is one of those just like phenom athletes. She came in, I've been working with her for just over a year now. Came in afraid to ever really touch a bar, kind of like she lifted. She thought I could never load 135 on a squat. I couldn't load more than 95 on a bench. In less than a year, she just absolutely took off. She fell in love with the sport. Was one of probably the hardest workers I've ever like worked with. Like being honest, just one of those like natural talents at it. She busts her ass like no other. Has every life variable thrown at her, but just continues to thrive. And she showed it back in August. You know, first meet ever going 9 for 9, no red lights at all PRs. She's had an amazing prep. Her squats have taken off. Her bench is her bench. She's one of those few people that's able to really perform well on bench on game day. Sorry, I can rave about her, seeing how far she's come from start to finish because she started lifting with me.
And dude, I feel like every time I'm in the gym, she's hitting some type of PR, and I'm like, man, does this ever stop?
She has been tearing up this prep, and I can't wait to watch her. She's gonna be battling it out in like those higher spots. I'm excited to see her and Holly go at it again. And Alexa and Jordan are best friends, so it's gonna be a fun battle between those two.
How are you planning on doing that, man?
You know, they're just gonna have to duke it out. We're not gonna play no games. May the best girl win. They love each other, so it's gonna be fun to watch. But watching those two, you guys are gonna see some excitement.
Yeah, but she has made so much progress, and
she's come along. She went from like literally never touching anything powerlifting related to just looking like a veteran in the sport overnight.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But then we still have another big name here up in this class. We have Brenna Talford from Against Strength Academy. She's coming in with a 412.5 kg total, only 5 off of Katrina. So that top spot's looking like it's going to be a battle, especially what kind of training they've had. Mark's a great coach, so you can expect her to perform well.
Yeah, we have a battle for first there, and then it looks like battle for potentially third place as well.
This might be another one of my favorite weight classes to watch for the females.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
There's a lot of talent really spread across every weight class, and I think one thing that folks don't realizes that like not every state championship meets like this.
Yep.
With it, where we have folks that are this competitive. Some are, don't get me wrong.
Right.
But not every state championship meets like this, so it's actually pretty cool that we're able to get this much talent together and see that and have that much competition, because that's not necessarily common in all the other states.
Just
For
a lot
sure.
of depth too, and I think some of the coolest part too is there's so many teams now, and there's so many like strategic coaches. It's gonna be really fun, because before Dane was like the OG, game day coach, and I feel like a lot of these other coaches now they know how to kind of play the game too.
Yep.
So
The
it's funny.
master never gives away all
Well, it's
the
actually
secrets.
funny if you watch how this kind of trickled down, because Dane was the first, and then you were, and then I started. So we're in this trickle down
And then
right
you have
now.
my coaching tree of Mark and
Yep.
those people.
It just branches.
lineage, man.
The
Yep.
longer you do it. But it's looking like the women's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of really close battles. Like Dane said, we don't get competition like this often. So to see Michigan powerlifting kind of coming to this level where every state lately has been looking more and more competition. Like
Yeah.
a lot of battles where it's like you really need to be strategic and not just, full send it every time.
And I will say too, for folks that have national aspirations, it's really good experience to have head-to-head competition
Yes.
at this meet. So then when
Yes.
you go to nationals, if you already have that experience, it's not your first time having to pull for the win or having to make lifts or having pressure on you because you've already experienced it. So it's cool to have this experience now. So then folks that want to go to nationals, they already know what it's like to compete against somebody and have pressure put on them, instead of just having a weight class where they don't necessarily have that.
Can help take some of those nerves off, just getting that, even a little bit of experience, and kind of having some stricter judging too, because you're going to have more national referees than you typically would at like a local
Yeah, we
meet.
should have a couple national refs and a couple Category 1 referees, and I think we'll have 3 Category 1 referees and a national ref. Not to mention
Mark Steiners.
Yes.
Okay.
Mark Steiners and Jack
So-
Marcus, they're mainstays of their state meets since like 2021.
Yeah.
So they'll be there, and they know the rules. They've forgotten more rules than any of us probably know.
So lifters, be on your game. Be ready to execute.
they will uphold,
Listen to commands.
They will uphold the
Please.
standard, and they expect us to lift at the same level as anybody else. The
Absolutely.
rules don't change depending on what meet you're at. So just be ready to lift to the standard.
All right, and kind of to conclude things up here, we'll kind of talk about best overall female lifter. So there is a best overall female lifter award that's going to go out. I'll kind of give my top 3 who I think are kind of in contention for the best overall lifter. I think Delaney Sousley is definitely up there. She's coming off a really big nationals performance. This is her first prep under me. I'm really confident that we're going to be able to put some kilos on that total as well. Again, super great girl, works hard, great execution on the platform for being 17, 18 years old. Like, just watching her on the platform, she executes like a true veteran already. But yeah, definitely excited for her. I think Whitley Hughescamp, I think she could definitely be in contention for best overall lifter too. She's put on a lot of kilos to that total. If she really puts it together and has a phenomenal meet, I could see her kind of being up there in contention as well. And then I think the other lifter, I think Ashley Hoffman. I think Ashley Hoffman's been around the game for a long time. She's a pretty solid dots coming in. She could definitely, if she has a great day and beats that total, I could also see her maybe walking away with best overall female lifter.
Yeah, I'd probably say Whitley and Delaney would be the 2 that I expect to end up duking it out there. Shout out to, I think Kay Lesko has a good chance of best overall Masters female.
Hey, represent.
No, it's looking, honestly, I have to agree with a lot of it. Ashley Hoffman's way up there between Delaney. Delaney's definitely got that body weight advantage, and she's looking strong. I wouldn't be surprised if she's my favorite to take it.
And I will say, I think for Delaney, her execution has come a long ways in this recent prep. We've been working together for 7 weeks now, and I've been really hammering just execution with her. And it's just insane. This girl picks up cues and just technique so fast. I'm like, wow, like I told you one thing to do and you already got it down just like that. Like,
She just looks like one of those nerds because I watched it because that Nationals was, I believe, probably the first time you've handled her ever.
Yeah.
And then just seeing her progress over these last few weeks, you can tell she's definitely on her A game now. And that's just kind of the difference it has when you just have that little bit of guidance that you didn't have before.
Definitely. And then last but not least, do you guys want to talk about the team battle going on?
There's a lot of team battles
There's
going
a lot.
on.
There's almost too many to keep track.
There's a lot of team, and it's really cool to see because it seems like the first time we did the team thing in Michigan, there was only like a handful, and now it's like, oh no, there's a lot of teams competing
That's
together
what I'm
now.
most excited about, is that there's so many teams. Like there was the collegiate part first, but now they're just actual regular club teams with Power Performance, Momentum, NTL, Never
Strength
Satisfied,
Academy.
Strength Academy,
2XP.
2XP, Tip of the Mitten.
Yeah.
We have a lot.
Shoot, who else?
Don't
I think
quit.
there's others.
Don't
Yeah,
quit. Press and barbell.
Yeah.
Never satisfied. Like,
Yeah, you got.
There's so many.
There's so many, and I think that's really really cool because you don't often get that aspect in powerlifting, except for like a collegiate and high school nationals. So to have a team, you know, roster that big is super cool to see. But I'm gonna keep my strategies and my thoughts in my head.
Hey, this man stays scheming.
scheming.
Keeps.
Dane's the evil scientist in the background.
Don't give it away.
But I do think, obviously, we won it last year under momentum, but I gotta say, like, between NTL, some of these teams on the rise, NTL, you have Strength Academy, like, Mark Leonard is bringing an army
He is.
to this meet.
He's grown a lot pretty quick.
I'm never gonna
It's been
sleep
cool to
on
see.
power and performance either.
Can't.
You know?
And it is now limited to the top 10 scorers for each team, so that does take some strategy into it as well. And one thing that can also happen, because there are so many teams and so many talented lifters, is that somebody from one team the team may not place the habit, they could potentially knock someone down that allows another team to jump up.
Yes.
So it's something you have to watch for too, and there's no way that I would ever scheme with Mark to run interference on anybody or to do anything
No,
like that.
never.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, you can't trust anything he says. It could be a bluff.
Yep.
You'll never know.
He's
You'll
thinking.
never know. You'll never know.
It's going to be a lot of fun to see. It's not just
Definitely.
like a one-sided thing anymore, and it adds some more excitement to powerlifting. You know,
It
it
does,
makes it more
yeah.
fun for people to watch, things to see, and more shit to add on for us to do during meet day.
Yeah.
And it's just cool to have a team supporting you there, like at the meet,
Yes.
just to have that atmosphere and like have the camaraderie before, during, after, and go back to the group chat where everybody's not there's hyping everybody up, and all that stuff is super cool.
It just brings that camaraderie to the sport. When it used to be just seen as an individual
Yeah.
thing, now you have this community, and it kind of makes people want to stick with the sport because they've built connections and relationships and so on and so
Yeah.
forth, and just it makes the sport grow and it makes it more fun for everybody.
Yeah, it used to like when it was just equipped, like you had to have a team atmosphere because you can't train equip by yourself. But as Raw grew, you don't need that. So to have the team be able to bring it back to the more team-based or training with a group and having that, I like where that's headed.
Yep. But awesome. Yeah, to conclude things up, guys, looking forward to this meet. The women are going to make some noise. There's going to be some great battles.